Hi there, Lloyd Machedo speaking from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Today the date is 29th January 2018. Time right now is 7:26. Okay, I thought I'd just share this video with you on my journey to becoming a personal branding strategist. Okay, this is unscripted, so forgive me if I'm not giving any timestamp. I'm just going with the flow, letting you know how did I become a personal branding strategist, the journey. Okay, now as far as I can recollect, I was just like any one of you, exactly like you, and I'm not saying this as an internet marketing kind of strategy. I was like you. The fact is, I also had a comfortable job where I was getting a salary. I didn't want to be unemployed. I didn't know what would I do in the real business world. People told me, why don't you do something by yourself, be a consultant? It's very easy to say in theory, but very difficult to do. And I didn't have any idea. I didn't have any product. I didn't have any service. So even though I knew that, I would like to be something on my own, I never had the guts. However, as I was working, I used to be a DJ. I used to DJ for events, not professionally, but I could DJ for parties and knew a little bit of mixing, very little. I used to speak as an MC on stage and entertain crowds. So I did that as a side business, and I used to earn money there. So I did look at that as a viable business. However, I never had the guts to go full-time because I knew that, I was not getting actual revenue there. But then a turn of events whereby I lost my job, and after I lost my job, I was literally, as you know, I was on the streets, and that was where I realized now, if I had to apply for a job, nobody would be giving me a job, and nobody gave me a job. So I was like, what am I going to do? I need to earn some money. So I did try working for another guy. This guy apparently used to manufacture fake degree certificates in the Middle East. He's an Indian guy. He still does it. He has his company where he manufactures fake MBA, PhD degrees, all these degrees in Dubai, UAE. He still does it. So I worked for him as a director of training, and he promoted me as director to help him, operations director, whatever, dummy designation. But he had given me a good package. And I was actually supposed to create a proper, worthwhile educational content and training. So I was not involved in the fake degree, but rather in the education. But eventually I realized that what he was doing was larger than what I anticipated, and my name was being involved in those fake documents. So that is why, I decided to split, and then everything went downhill from there. So coming to the part where, I had to figure out what was I going to do. Once you are put on the streets and you don't have a choice, you're forced to think, and that was what happened. So 2011, I landed in India, getting a ban from Dubai, no money, didn't know what to do. So obviously I had to start from scratch. Once I came back to Dubai, I again tried a mistake of trying to get back into the corporate world. It didn't work out. So I was left with nothing. So I started to think, what can I do? How can I earn money? And that is where I, started asking people. Okay, I started asking people, would you like me to give you a training, public speaking? So the first thing what I asked myself, what skill do I have? What skill do I have that I can offer someone and ask money for it? So I found out the skill that I had was public speaking. So I would ask people, you want me to teach you public speaking or team building exercise or any corporate kind of games, and you can pay me some amount of money for that. So that was the first step. But very soon I realized unless I had some qualification or some experience in this genre, nobody would want to say yes, even though I did, accumulate a little bit of success. So that was where I started checking out which are the different training programs, from Tony Robbins to, NLP training to coactive coaching, life coaching, all corporate coaching, career coaching, all these coachings were there. I needed money, so that is why I even took a loan. Imagine, I was penniless, but yet I took a loan. I used to literally go and beg people for any amount of money. So I went to all these training places, and whatever I do, I tend to do it to the extreme. So I went to all these places, and after some time, I started evaluating, okay, what is he teaching me? The stuff that he's teaching me, this other guy also taught me a little bit. This guy also taught me a little bit. So everyone was teaching me stuff that I found interconnected. And given the fact that I'm very logical and I'm a rebel, I started asking myself, what they're teaching, is this actually of any value, or is this bullshit? And what I realized was most of it was rubbish, serious rubbish. These guys are telling, visualize, visualize, and you'll get this magic stuff coming to you, and hold your hand like this, and I'll try to push it down, and if you make it hard, you believe it's hard, it doesn't move. So I was like, what is all this bullshit? And people saying break through wood and you can do anything, and bend arrows and walk through fire. So I started asking myself, this walk through fire and break wood, what does it do in the real world? This is just rubbish. I mean, what are you trying to do here? Okay, fine, I broke wood, I walked on fire. How does it help my bank balance? How does it help my career? There's no connection to that. What you're trying to say is, you achieve success here, you can do anything. So that is just like a temporary motivation, but that's not a strategy. So I realized very soon that all these guys were teaching bullshit but making money. So then I was like, so if you teach bullshit, okay, and you know how to sell bullshit, you can make money. So it came down to the first base, that was being able to sell. So after I went through all these training programs, got all the certificates, I just tore it off. I realized this is bullshit. Then the question came from, where did these guys get the content? So I started checking online, and I found out that voila, if you search, you find everything. I found whatever they were sharing was from different courses. Started collecting all of them, reading through them, and that is where I actually finished reading 700 books in 2 years. So one book per day. Literally, I would read one full book a day. I would underline, understand the information, ask myself, can I do this? Can I not do this? And from there, I started having seminars. I created seminars. I would invite friends. I would invite people that I know for free, give them a seminar, take the feedback. I kept doing this in and out, asking people feedback for the seminar. So some of them really worked, some did not work. This also gave me the experience of creating different modules or courses, giving it a name, marketing it online, or marketing it on LinkedIn, marketing it on Facebook, taking money in advance, confirming people, getting other people, organizing the event, giving prizes, dividing it into phases or different times of the day, and making money, then upselling. So I learned all these skills. However, at that time, I still didn't know what was personal branding. I just knew that I was a coach. So I would tell people, Loy Machedo, coach, or Loy Machedo, trainer, Loy Machedo, whatever. At some point, I realized that, okay, now I've done NLP, but I don't want to be an NLP coach. I've done life coaching. I don't want to be a life coach. I don't want to associate with anyone because I wanted to be my own brand, my own identity. And I didn't know this word brand existed. So there I started to think, okay, should I be a peak coach? Because people were asking me, like, Lloyd, what is it that you are? What is your designation? So, I kept thinking, what do I say? Like, coach, what kind of coach? Life coach, career coach, corporate coach? So at first I came out with, peak performance coach, then I even experimented with NLP coach, life coach, certified coach, whatever, ACE, sales training coach. But then I was like, okay, I'll put all these designations under peak performance coach. But then people mistook peak performance as me trying to help them build a, like a body like a seal, physical fitness. So finally, I came out with something creative, and that was my plus point. I always like to be different. So I came out with the Tattooed Trainer, TTT, the Tattooed Trainer. It's because I was tattooed and I was a trainer also. So that sounded very catchy, and that's why if you Google 5 years ago on Facebook, if you check on Facebook, you'd see the Tattooed Trainer, Loy Machedo. You check my previous videos, it comes the Tattooed Trainer. So I started in that way, and that worked for some time. However, as I progressed, I realized people started asking questions. Do you train people to learn tattooing? And that's where I realized, oh goodness, okay, I'm confusing people here. And by the time, as I was training people, I also realized that I need to train people or teach people a course where I can get money. So my target market, what are they willing to pay money? So I tried public speaking, but then not many people wanted to learn public speaking. Then I said, okay, do you want to learn NLP? Not many people are interested. Do you want to learn handwriting analysis? Not many people are interested in handwriting analysis. Do you want to learn marketing, sales? But then I had the problem of what are my credentials? But then I discovered there was a market, the market of getting jobs. I realized everyone wanted a job. So then I said, what is it that people are looking for in jobs? So that was resume. And I found out there was no resume building, coach. So I got resume building. And then obviously from resume, interview skills. And from interview skills, getting a job. So it's like, wow, okay, I can be like a job hunting something. But then it still didn't make sense because I couldn't position myself as a job hunting coach. So then I said, okay, what am I trying to make people here? I'm trying to help them succeed, stand out from the rest of the crowd. And that is where it came, like, you stand out, you become like your own identity, a brand. And then I was like, okay, I help people become brands. And then from there, I was like, if I say brands, people will associate me to be a professional, for corporate brands like Acer, HP, Compaq. I was like, no, I focus on personal brands. So there came personal branding. So I had a choice to put personal branding trainer, personal branding coach, personal branding, whatever, consultant. I thought of something that really stood up, and there came the word strategist. So personal branding strategist. So that's where I came. And as I started to read and research more on personal branding, I became better and better. So that was how I became a personal branding strategist in terms of the designation. In terms of knowing how to charge people, that also was a trial and error process. First, I used to ask people, I used to literally ask them, I'll train you for free. Give me your feedback or give me a recommendation. And obviously people started asking, how much do you charge? So at first I started, you'd not believe, I started off with $5. I would say $5 for one session. So they would say $5 is not a big deal. Because I asked myself, what is a person willing to pay for a sandwich? So that was the same amount I charged. Then from $5 came, when I started to get 2 or 3 clients, I said, okay, $100. I just jumped. And then it took me a little time, and then I got $400, slowly $200, $500. And as I started to go for these different groups, I found out what these people were charging. So I was like, if they're charging so much, maybe even I can charge. So from there, I moved to, increasing my charge slowly but surely. And eventually it came down to the charge that I'm doing now. So as I get more and more clients of a particular rate, I know what to charge them. See, here's the thing. If you charge someone way too much, you'll get very few clients. And if it's ridiculous, you will get no clients. So it's always a process of trial and error and experimentation to know what is the right charge to, actually charge your target market. Because let's say, for example, if I would say, pay me $100,000. But $100,000, there are clients, there are people, there is that market. But for $100,000, you need to give a particular service. You need to give a particular experience. You need to increase your expenses. And given the fact that I'm kind of lazy, I like to relax, I like to be a little laid back, I like to have a very, casual kind of relationship. So I found out the sweet spot that was, the $150 for a Skype session. And I then divided it into 2 more categories, because in Dubai, I used to charge people face to face. So there it was $1,500 US. So if they say yes, yes, no, no, get lost. But here, ever since I moved over to being completely online, it was more like, you want me to answer an email, $25. You want me to speak to you face to face on video, $150. You just want chatting, it's $49. So, you kind of experiment and find out. So this was my journey into being a personal branding strategist. And what I realized is, as you go through this journey, you'll find out what works, what doesn't work. Like today, when I put YouTube videos, there's a certain level of engagement that I get. When I put articles, there's a certain number of fans that I get. When I write articles on Quora, answers on Quora, or when I write articles on Medium or other websites, there's a certain traffic that I get inquiries. And that's how you progress. So every day you need to keep putting in that little bit here and there, and that's how you grow your online presence. Don't fall for those people who say, I did it, I achieved 1 million, I'll teach you how to do it. Keep this in mind. If a guy is really making millions, he wouldn't be selling you a course to make millions, okay? People who make millions are very busy making millions. People who are making millions are not busy selling courses. So that's completely bullshit. All these internet marketers who tell you that they're going to, that they have made millions, and they're going to teach you how to make millions. They're lying. Just don't fall for it. They're just making hardly, maybe they're making $5,000, $10,000 a month. That's about it. All the other gimmicks that you see, this Lamborghini and this big house and all that, that's, that's just to take you for a ride. Don't fall for it, because if it was possible, you'd be doing it right now. Everyone would be doing it. People have realized that all this is bullshit. That's why they say, sign up for my course, take my PDF, my ebook. I was just like you. Today I'm my own boss. I work anytime I like. Sleep. These are the typical phrases that they use. So don't fall for it. Please don't fall for it. Because nothing in life comes very easy. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm passionate about it. I make good money, enough for me to sustain, enough for me to live a luxurious life, enough for me to just make videos and enjoy like this. So, I roughly make around $10,000 a month, but I have my expenses also. So if I was making $10,000 net, well, I'd be just, lying down and wouldn't give a fuck anyway. So keep in mind, nothing in life is easy. There are challenges. Yes, there are a lot of people making more money than I, much more money, but there's no easy ticket to success. So this has been my journey to being a personal branding strategist. Every day, I spend 8 to 14 hours studying, reading, learning, putting up content, sharing worthwhile stuff, and the process never ends. So unless and until you're willing to do that, don't get into this. This journey of being a freelance guy. Most of you, it would be best recommended if you are an employee, because that's where, you don't have to be the best, but you'd at least get paid every single month. Okay. So I hope this video kind of give you some insight into my journey of being a personal branding strategist. There's always room to improve. I'm always looking at ways and means how to make more money, with less amount of work, and live a better life. And yes, there are limits to where I can go, after which I know no matter what I do, it's not going to work. So, anyway, so lifefromloymachedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo, think personal branding, sharing with you his views. Let me know what you think. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. And yes, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you need me to give one-to-one sessions, go to Think Personal Branding, $150. Go to PayPal. We can have the one-to-one session. Okay? Lifefromloymachedo.com, saying goodbye for now. Take care.